What's up, guys? It's your boy Fix It Daniel, and today we're going to be talking about what's going on with the Cadillac. We got a little bit of an issue, and we're going to be getting it addressed. So we're going to talk about it. We're not going to work on it. We're going to talk about it. So let's. If you guys have not checked out my stuff, please go down, like, and subscribe. I just want to say we are 4 more away from being monetized. We're about to hit 1,000 subscribers very soon. I'm hoping that it comes soon because my birthday is on Sunday. This Sunday, July 31st. It's coming up. So that would be a really cool birthday gift. But nevertheless, I just cannot thank you guys enough for the support, the like, the sharing with your friends and family, your coworkers, or even just yourself in general. I just really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Um, I'm glad that I started this channel to help and share my knowledge with other people. And I really did never think that it'd ever get this crazy. But ever since someone had told me to do a video on YouTube, it took me forever. I started back when COVID started, and I just started doing it, started filming, and here we are today. It's been a crazy long ride, but I'm super happy to hitting 1,000 so we can move forward. So today we're going to talk about the car. Let us get into what we're going to talk about. Let's sit down. Let's talk about it. Okay, guys. So we're going to do a little campfire talk. So I don't know if you remember in my last WordPad video when I took this car up north to pick up something for my mother-in-law. But not only did I do that, I also wanted to try the reward pedal for you guys as well. So towards the end of that video, I did mention that my car was overheating. It started with, I took my dad out for a ride when I first got this car. It overheated, and it never did after that. But then over the time, it did it like maybe 2 or 3 or 4 times in increments, just spurts and whatever. But the weather's been really hot here, and I'm sure you guys know if you're in a hot area that you know it's been really hot lately. The ground is really hot, so my car was overheating, and I couldn't figure out for the life of me why. So basically, I kept doing some research. I kept looking into the car, trying to figure out what it was. The transmission fluid was good. I took it to the shop. They said there was nothing wrong. They couldn't find anything, no codes, no nothing. So, but for some odd reason, it still keeps getting hot. Whether I'm like, it normally happens when it's really hot outside and I'm driving the car and the car already generates enough heat because of the V8 and the small, everything's kind of tight under there. So it would start heating up when I would like do stop and go traffic. And then we would go like maybe go like to get some coffee or go get something to eat. You're in a drive-through waiting for a long time to get your food or whatever. And then after that, it would start, overheating, start acting up, running funny. So for the life of me, I couldn't figure out what it was. So I was going to take it to the shop and have them take it in deeper. But then something told me, when I was messing with my headlights, something told me, to keep digging, keep looking. So I noticed that the condenser on my car, and some cars have it too, but most of the time condensers have a channel for AC and a channel for transmission fluid. So they kind of integrate, one top, bottom, whatever, however it works. But on the driver's side of the motor, there's 2 little like hoses coming off the condenser, and that is for the transmission. So the transmission is getting cooled through the condenser, then it cools the transmission fluid. Well, that was broken off, wasn't there. That was kind of weird, but I kind of let it go, and I kept digging more because it's really hard to see in there with the motor in the way and everything. You can't see all the hoses, but I did notice that there were some crimps, the ones you get from like AutoZone. That replaces the factory crimps, with the little Phillips head screwdriver, or you can use a socket wrench. So I noticed that there were some crimps there, and I couldn't figure out where they were going. So after I got the lights installed, I kind of looked. It's like, let me look a little further while everything's torn apart. So I looked, and come to find out, the transmission has never been cooled. There's no cooling for the transmission. They took the hoses that goes from the condenser, broke the lines, and basically loop. So basically, transmission fluid's coming out, going right back into the transmission. There's no cooling system whatsoever to keep it cool, which that would explain why my transmission overheats when it gets really hot outside. It doesn't do it when it's cold. It doesn't do it when it's cool outside. But it does it when it's really, really hot, and that explains a lot. That explains a whole lot. That's why a car goes in limp mode when it does it, and I have to pull over and sit on the side of the road, or luckily I get pulled off and just eat somewhere for an hour or two to get the car to cool down. So we're going to get it fixed. I'm not going to do it because I just don't have the time to get the parts and everything like that. I could do it. So what is going to happen is that we are going to, so what is going to happen is this car is going to be getting a external cooler. The transmission place, Amico, is going to be ordering a external transmission cooler with enough volume to keep it cool. Overrated, but it'll keep the transmission cooler than it has been. So that should fix my problem with the cooling, and I can drive it more, and we'll take it on a longer road trip and then kind of put it through its paces to make sure that's going to stay cool. So maybe drive to Richmond and back or something like that. Basically, that's what the issue was. I figured it out after I did the video. I did a little bit more digging. So that's what's going to get done. It's going to get done on Monday, if I'm not mistaken. So this car is going to be down for a little while. But we will continue to wait. And we got a few other things in the works that we're going to be doing. I think I just have to piece it together and figure out the time, because it's been extremely hot here. And it's really hard to get out there in the sun. And it rains just as much as it's hot sometimes. So you don't really know how the weather's going to be until it actually happens. So hopefully the weather will start mellowing out a little bit and I can do a lot more. But just be patient, wait in store, and we'll get some stuff out there for you. But I want to show you what I'm talking about instead of explaining it, so maybe you can get a better idea of what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're going to come to the car. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So this, let's see if I can get my light here. So this is the condenser. This is what the radiator fluid, this is what the AC and the transmission would run through. So you see this right here? This is where the top part of the transmission fluid would come out and go into the transmission. And then there's one way down there, but it's broken. It's not like this. It's literally broke from this nut. It's completely broke off. So this is where the cooling of the transmission fluid would come from. The only reason why I recognize this is because my silver one is the exact same thing, and I just did a video. If you haven't seen a video of me fixing this down there, please check that out. But I noticed that this is where my coolant for my transmission goes. Well, if you, I don't know if you could see that, you see that couplings right there? That is, and those crimps, so that is where the transmission fluid would come out and come to the bottom and then come out going to the top, but it's actually looping. It's actually literally looping. So the line is coming out, going right into this connector, and this connector is going right back into the transmission. The craziest thing ever. I stumbled across it. Even the guy at the transmission place didn't even notice it. And he said if he would have saw it, he would have told me in a heartbeat. But he didn't even realize it until I showed him, and he was like, wow, you're right. So he is going to be installing a external cooler. Somewhere in the front, there's plenty of room down in there to get down in there. And there's a video I saw of a guy doing that in a CTS. He had put an external cooler on to keep the transmission cool. So that is what we're going to be doing. I could do it myself with the time, and if I had a little more time into ordering it and stuff like that, but I really want to get this car back on the road. So the best way to do it is for me to just take it to a transmission place where they can not only put in the cooler, but refill the transmission fluid, because this car is a pain to try to put transmission fluid in. So that's one of the reasons why we are not going to be doing it, just for time and just to get it all done. But yeah, check out these lights though. These lights are so good. I cleaned them up, and look how clean they look, man. I mean, it's just super clean. I cleaned it up and everything. So these are super nice. I can't wait, and these are super bright. The lights are perfect. So I put some lights in here, some LEDs on high beam, low beam on both sides, and the little LEDs and the little bulbs. I know it's a little excessive, but I did it anyway because I wanted it all be consistent. And I put some LEDs in the fog lights as well. So this whole entire thing is an LED setup. It's really quite cool. And one of the things I want to show you too is these are the LEDs that I got. So take them out of the bag and show them to you. They'll come out. See? I got like 30 of these bad boys. They're all LEDs. You can use them for whatever. You can use them for like backup lights. You can use them for your interior lights. And the corner lights take these little bad boys. See how cool they are? They're all LEDs and they're bright as crap. I got these from eBay as well. 30 pieces, so I'll have plenty. I can use it for something else if I need to. But yeah, this car is going to be down for a little while. So just for a couple of days, really and honestly. It doesn't take that long to install it. Find a place to mount it, run the lines, maybe fill up some fluid. Should be good to go. Should take nothing but a day once all the stuff is getting there. So that's what's going to be happening with the car. That's what's going on with it. I'm also going to give you an update on the scooter. The scooter is now 100% right, dialed in, everything. Even though I have not upgraded the carburetor like everybody wanted me to upgrade, I still have the same carburetor that's in it. But now I have it dialed in perfect. One of the reasons, this tachometer helped so much. So when it starts up, it's like a normal RPM gauge, and I can use this to dial in the bike. So one of the things that I was having a problem with is I had my RPMs too high. I had them set like 1,000 to 2,000, and that's the reason why the bike was revving so high, and it sounded so loud too with it revving that high. So I took my thinking and totally didn't put it together like a car. When a car starts up, yeah, the RPMs are high, but it comes down and goes under 1,000. So this is what I did with this. I adjusted the RPM gauge to where it'd be like about 960, 980 RPMs, and it's smooth. It's dialed in. I got plenty of power. I can actually rev this whole entire throttle from front to back without any bogging or no power or whatever. So this scooter is dialed in. The only thing that it needs right now to be 100% done and complete is some get rid of these Chinese shocks front and rear, and get some aftermarket ones, get some new brake pads, rear brake pads, and make it stop a little bit more better. Since it's a little more faster, we need something a little bit more stopping power, because those Chinese brakes are not going to hold up any longer. So we have to get this all changed from Chinese stuff to OEM, and that should be it for this bike. Just the shocks and struts front and rear, and brakes front and rear, and then this thing will be done, and I can actually put the covers back on and mount them and bolt them. I want to find a quick release kind of thing so I can just take them in and out, maybe like some pop-in screws or something like that, where it easily comes out, because I like taking it apart to let it cool when I'm done riding, or to access it a lot better. But this bike is complete, done. Maybe upgrade the little bulb. Even though it's an LED, they do sell some bulbs with the little light in the center to kind of accent it a little bit. That actually might be what we might do. And then that's it, guys. This bike is done, ready to go. Well, guys, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to tell you and give you an update what's going on with the car, and then what's going on with the scooter. The Escape still needs some stuff worked on too, normal maintenance stuff, nothing special, because it's got to get inspected, and then that'll be done. But yeah, guys, we are just cruising along. We're waiting on the weather to be perfect to start getting this stuff done, and then get some of the parts together, and then we will be rocking and rolling. So, but like I said, I truly thank you guys so much for watching my videos. I just can't thank you guys enough, because without you guys, I could never do this. I mean, I still could do it, but I just would be doing it on my own and no one would see it. So I'm really glad that I could share my knowledge, and people have been loving it and everything like that. And I'll continue to keep doing it. Like I said, it's not, if you don't need it today, you don't need it tomorrow, or need it next month or next year. Whenever it will be there, it'll be there. So, and if you guys got any comments or questions, please go down in the comments and let me know. Ask me anything you want. I help you find it, or research it for you to help you out. I've done it with a lot of people. You can ask them. I've helped out a lot of people with their stuff and questions and whatnot, and helping them get a little further. So But guys, thank you so much for watching. You guys have a good and blessed day, and I'll see you guys on the next fix. Until then, peace. I just wanted to show you that I got some new headlights. I just put some brand new headlights in with the HID, with LED bulbs and LED fog lights. So it looks really cool. They're super bright. I'm loving this.